Today we are going to try to collect all the different types of wood in Minecraft. Now, there's a bunch of different types, and to keep the legitimacy of this challenge, I have no seed entered here. There's no seed, there's no trickery. I don't know what I'm getting. We're just going to spawn, and whatever we get, we get. And we get Tiega. Actually, that's not terrible, because I feel like this could be a hard wood to get, especially if you're in a very, dry biome. So, yeah, our goal is to try to collect all the pieces of wood as fast as we possibly can inside the game. And while we're doing that, I just want to talk about different lessons and stuff that I've learned as I've gotten older and try to help you guys out with navigating life and giving you some advice and stuff like that. So, you don't know who I am. I'm 30 years old. I've had a interesting life. I've done some interesting things. I have not just lived inside of my mom's basement my whole life. So I have life experience. I've done a lot of different things. And I didn't really grow up having a lot of experience in anything. And I sort of just had to figure it out myself. And I feel like I have, I've learned quite a bit. And I feel like I have things to share with people and then I can help others. So that's what we're focusing on while we collect all the pieces of wood here. And hopefully by the time my voice is totally shot and I have no more voice left, we have all the pieces of wood and I'll have no more advice to give. So let's go. So the first thing I want to talk about, and it's actually funny because I was doing a recording just now of this and I forgot to press record. I was actually really mad because I was like 20 minutes in. So I have some topics I've already discussed, which means they're fresh in my mind. So we can just start with those topics. So the first thing I want to talk about is life, and more so dealing with difficult situations in life. So dealing with when I was a kid, my parents did not like each other at all. My dad basically hated my mom, and my mom loved my dad, but my dad hated my mom. So it was a very, very a lot of tension in our house, and because of where we lived very far away from basically everything. We lived in the countryside, but not like countryside you can go ranch and stuff like that. Not the cool countryside, more so just you live far away from everyone and you don't have a massive piece of land, so you can't do anything. So you're kind of living like a suburban person, but in the country, kind of. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't, it was okay. It was a nice place to live, but it didn't offer me any way to go. So when I was a kid, my parents did not like each other, and it was really hard growing up, especially as I got older, as the problems became worse and worse and worse. And, due to where we lived and all that, I felt like I was very behind with my peers because I didn't have the same amount of life experience. I didn't really have a lot of friends I hung out with because I lived so far from everyone. I lived 40 minutes away from basically any friends I did have. So I basically learned to grow up by myself. And what I'm trying to say here is it was very hard for me at times. Very, very hard, especially with all the crap going on or stuff. I don't want to swear, but I'll try not to. I don't like swearing. With all the stuff going on with my family, it was very difficult as a kid and as a teenager. It was very, very difficult. And that's kind of what I want to speak to. Oh, look at this. Look at all the wood we're getting here. We got 3 pieces of wood here. That's amazing. So it was very difficult. And I want to speak to that person who's probably struggling with something very similar. So the first thing I want to say to you is it does get better. It does get better. I know I didn't really think it would get better when I was, a teenager and my parents were absolutely hating each other and I just wanted to disappear from the world. But trust me, it does get better. Ooh, a chest. Oh, is this a nether portal chest? There's nothing in here. It does get better. Even when it feels like it never will, it does. Time really does heal everything. And in those type of situations, you kind of have to realize and say to yourself, I'm kind of just surviving. It depends on your situation, but my situation, it was more about survival than anything else because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't really go anywhere. I couldn't just have a friend that I could hang out with all the time and just never be home. I had to be home. So I had nowhere to go. And the way I coped with it, this is a beautiful seed, actually. The way I coped with it was basically playing games. And I know video games are looked down upon by a lot of people, but hey, if you're in a really bad situation, you have to adapt and survive. And get yourself ready for when things are better and you can make a move. And that's what I did. So basically, what happened for me is the minute I was finished high school and I was no longer tied to my parents as far as like, I had to go to school or anything like that because I finished high school. I left. I moved to a totally different city and I didn't even speak the language in the city. I moved very far. And it was great. I loved it. It was great because I got away from all that. So my thing is adapt, survive, keep your sanity. Don't go insane. Don't make your life worse and get all like violent and start doing things that are going to get you in bad trouble. And then the minute you have an option to sort of get out of that environment, do it. 100% do it. And, you're going to have to figure things out and sort of learn and, figure a lot of things out that maybe other people already have figured out. But that's the one thing I've learned is everyone has their own sort of pace they do things. And just because someone's really far ahead right now doesn't mean they continue to move ahead. It's kind of like, imagine you're in a race and, you're looking at the people ahead of you and they're just so far ahead of you. And you're like, these people are so much better than me. But then you never give up and you never stop running. And then those people get tired and they start walking and maybe some of them take a break. And it's like, next thing you know, you catch them. So it's like, life is kind of a marathon in the way that like you have 75 years, you have 60 years. If you're like, let's say, I don't know, let's say you have 50 years, right? I'm just throwing a number out there, but you have a lot of years to keep running. And a lot of people quit the race when they're like 25, 30, even if they looked like they were ahead when they were in their teens. So it's like, that's what I mean. Like you have to just realize, hey, you know what? I'm just going to adapt. Oh, another piece of wood. Perfect. I'm just going to adapt and, make a move when I get a chance. And that's what I did. And honestly, it was the best thing I did when I moved to that city. Everything was so much clearer and life was just so much better. I could do whatever I wanted. So that's what if you're struggling and you're really struggling in a bad situation, adapt to make the situation less painful. Because like I said, I played video games because I had nowhere to go. And if I couldn't play video games, I probably would have went crazy in the situation I was in. And, that's that. And then make a move when you can make a move and go from there. So that's my piece of advice. Now, if you're in school and let's say you're really struggling, like you obviously in school, you can't leave, right? And maybe you're unpopular, no one likes you, etc. One thing I'm going to say, and this is going to be really controversial, if you're getting bullied and it's really bad, like you've told the bully to stop and they don't stop and they keep annoying you and they keep like getting physical with you, fight them. I'm literally going to tell you to fight your bully if they're that bad. If they're that bad, you need to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. And, you might be listening to me and going, well, I don't know how to fight, etc. Go on YouTube and look up how to throw a punch. Like you're fighting another kid. They probably don't know anything about actual fighting, right? So if you can throw a decent punch, for your age and, you can, maybe do a little bit of training, like physical training and stuff, right? Man, you could probably beat most kids in a fight unless they're trained fighters. But trained fighters aren't going to be really bullies anyway because people that actually can fight don't usually bully. So if you're getting really bullied badly, fight the guy. Literally fight him. Even if you get suspended or whatever, it's far better for you to fight your bully, get in a little bit of trouble, and then have the confidence to know that you can deal with those situations and you can stand up for yourself, and to know and be confident that you did stand up for yourself. That's going to outweigh all the negatives that you could potentially get from, being physical with someone. So that's one big piece of advice I have. And that's more for extreme, when you're at that point, if you're getting name called or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? It's not that big of a deal. But if you're at that point with someone, if you're at that point, then 100% do it. Do not just be like, well, I'm just going to use my words, or just ignore it. Just fight them, even if you lose, it doesn't matter. You'll feel so much better about yourself. And speaking of feeling good, we have a lot of pieces of wood. We have a lot. I can't believe how much we have just yapping here. We only need, what do we need here? We need to get I got my little thing here. We need to get dark oak, mangrove, cherry wood, pale oak, and the crimson and warped versions of the wood. So, hey, not doing too bad for the first day. Just me yapping here, talking. Now, okay, let's say you're unpopular in school, right? And this is going to kind of go hand in hand with the whole bully thing. If you're unpopular and you do fight the bully, you're going to now be less unpopular and people will like you more because you're tough and you stood up for yourself. And second of all, this is kind of interesting, but in high school, it feels like the people that are popular or smarter or better than you, they feel like you feel like they're geniuses. Like I remember looking at the really smart kids in school and being like, that person's a genius. Like I'm an idiot compared to that person. Or that person's so good at hockey or sports or football or whatever. I'm just horrible at sports. Like I'm so bad. And the really funny thing is the people that you think are really good aren't even that good. Like I remember thinking of the kids that were absolute geniuses in my school, and I look at them now, and I was looking online. I was like, oh, I wonder what so-and-so is doing now. Like they were so smart. Like they must be like making rockets or doing some crazy thing. And it's like the smartest kid I knew that was in my grade, the smartest kid in my grade, he's like a mid-level manager, probably making like, I don't know, 100K a year maybe. And it's like, it's absolutely crazy to me. It's like a mid-level manager. And it's like, to me, that's just, it's just crazy to me. It's just like you think they're so good, but then you realize that they're just totally just above average. And even the kids that were amazing in like sports and stuff, it's like they didn't even do anything with it. They're nothing compared to like actual really good athletes, Now, maybe there's some kids in your school that are totally standouts and stuff like that. I don't know the school you go to, but I know for mine, it was a small town school, nothing special. And I thought that, everyone was better than they were. And now that I'm older, I'm like, you really aren't that special. So, and it's really, when you think like that, you realize that, you're not as bad as you think you are. Like if you're unpopular in school, you feel stupid, or you feel like, you're just not as successful as a teenager as other kids, realize that those kids that you're looking up to aren't that successful either. They're just successful within a very small ecosystem of, the school that you're in. And that's the other thing too, is I know in high school, everything whoa, skeletons. I gotta be careful. I don't want to die. I really would have liked to have found bed. We're still running though. We're going to keep going. I need to like get some stone though. I'm going to yap while I get some stone. I just totally lost my train of thought there. But anyways, the point is that you think these people are exceptional. They're not exceptional. You're not as bad as you think you are, because the people that you think are really, really good are not even that good either. So just use that as power and, keep doing your thing. And the thing is too, if you're not popular in high school, like it doesn't really matter. It's really interesting because like the super popular kids, they're very good at one thing, and that is, being likable. But that's for some of them, that's the only skill they have. And for some of them, they're only likable within within a very small community. So like the kids in my school that everyone liked, I don't really see them like expanding beyond their own little tiny ecosystem. So it's really easy to beat the kids in your high school. If you're not popular in high school, don't worry about it. And the beautiful thing too is if you're in high school and you're not popular in your school, who says you can't be, friends with kids from other schools, or join a sports team, or whatever. Make friends in schools that are not yours and they don't even know who you are. They think you're a cool guy or a cool girl, You can branch out. You can always branch out too. So that's another thing. And then I guess we can talk about dating too. That's another topic that would probably be interesting. So if you want a girlfriend, right, and you're in high school, the first thing you need to show yourself as someone that has status. Now, if you're not popular, how do you have status? Well, you can have status within your unpopular friends, right? You don't have to be the most popular kid in the school to have a girlfriend, because you can just have status within your friend group. And the way you have status is, you just be that person that's doing things, do cool things, and live a cool life, live an interesting life as much as you can as a teenager, even though you're kind of held down by your parents, but you can still do cool things, learn to draw, or, create some art, or, pick up an instrument, try to learn how to play the guitar. Like, there's a lot of different things you could do. Play the piano, right? Go to a thrift store, or, I'm assuming you have money. Let's just say you don't have any money, but like, you could literally just find a cheap piano online for like $10, and play the piano and practice or whatever, right? Like, there's so many different things you can do. And once you show that, hey, you know what? But once girls see that you're someone that's doing cool things, and you're doing things like I guess you're motivated. That'd be maybe one word you could describe it. Girls will start to want to talk to you, especially in high school, because most of the guys in high school are going to be just bums anyway, right? And then also get in good shape too. That's another thing too. Just work on your physical, because when you're younger, it's easier to, get strong and that sort of thing. And life is never going to get worse if you get strong. So that's if you want a girlfriend. Now, obviously, if you can't talk to girls and stuff, that's just going to come to experience, and you'll get that as you become, more desirable. And put yourself out there. A lot of guys complain they don't have a girlfriend, but they never talk to girls. So how are you going to, have a girlfriend if you don't talk to girls at all? Or, put yourself in areas where girls are. So like, girls like doing, I don't know, let's say they like sports, right? You find that girls like the sport. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a sport, running, for example, right? Then why don't you try to learn how to sprint and start doing sprinting meetups or something, right? With your school, there's nothing wrong with that. And you're going to get exercise. You're going to meet people, not just girls, right? Obviously, you're going to meet other guys too. But that's kind of the advice I have. Now, if you're a girl and you're trying to get a guy, well, I don't know if I can really offer you much advice on that, to be honest with you. If you're a girl trying to get a guy, I would say easiest way is to be in good shape. Work on your body, basically. I know that sounds weird, but it's just a fact of life. And when you're young, you can do that. Go exercise, go do cardio for like 20 minutes or something like that. Don't eat total junk food, and, be in decent shape. And then just be charming, just be friendly. And if you're those two things, whoa, you're going to find a skeleton and get killed by the arrows penetrating your skull. No. If you're those two things, then you know what? You're probably going to find someone. And that's probably as much advice I can give on that topic. Hey, sheep. That's probably as much advice as I can give on that topic, because I am not a girl. So, yeah. I think that's all I want to say for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to add. Oh, and if you're a guy trying to get a girl, good style goes a long way. So try to dress in things that are nice. Like, I'm not saying wear a suit. Do not wear a suit. Do not go. Nice does not mean fancy. I just mean like, look good, basically. Look good, essentially. And if you have like a sister or something, just say to your sister, like, hey, I want to upgrade my style. Can you shop with me and, pick out some stuff with me that will look good on me? Girls know what looks good on guys. So that's what I would do. Yeah, I guess that's dating covered. That's dating in high school, which is, again, doesn't really matter too much, but I know, I think it's something that people do think about. I know I thought about it when I was in high school. I feel like that's just a fact of life. You're in high school, you're going to want to date. Now, if you're in college, it's kind of different. I don't want to talk about that right now, I guess, because I'm kind of targeting maybe younger audience. I don't know. But we're going to jump. We're going to go down. We got to get some more wood. I got to get to the cherry blossoms. That's going to be hard. Okay, so in college, you want to be social. Social is really important. If you're not social in college, you're going to have a hard time. And you should be social within the people that you resonate with. So you can be social within the nerds. You can be like the king nerd. And there's nothing wrong with that, because girls like, if you're a guy trying to get girls are going to be around the the peak men in whatever group that they're in. So like you have the nerds. Well, the best nerd, right? The coolest nerd is probably gonna have a decent girlfriend or like good looking girlfriend, right? Or obviously the sports guy, or even the guy that's like, oh, I'm all about school and I want to be super smart and I want to go and be a doctor or whatever. Well, the guy that's doing that and the coolest of all the kids doing that, or the guys doing that, then he's going to probably have a good looking girlfriend and a good girlfriend. So that's my thing. And if you don't have any of those things, then work on yourself. Basically, getting girls comes down to working on yourself. The more you work on yourself, the better you become as a person, the more girls you'll attract, essentially. That's what I have to say. Now, what else I want to talk about? Well, we'll talk about school. And funny enough, this was the first topic that I talked about when I first filmed this, before I realized I wasn't recording. So school, education. Do you go to college? That's a big question. I think going to college is not a bad thing if you are going to college with a purpose. As long as you're going with a purpose, I don't think it's bad. But if you do not want to go to college, do not feel like you have to be forced to go to college just to make money. Because we live in the internet age. And thankfully, because of the internet, you can make money doing some really crazy things. So I'll give some examples, because I assume the people listening to this are not experienced with making money online. There's a guy on TikTok. He makes videos of bottles rolling off of stairs. In fact, you might have seen the videos. He probably makes, I would say, $50,000 plus a month on TikTok, just rolling bottles downstairs, because he gets tens of millions of views for every video. That guy makes more than a doctor, and he's rolling bottles downstairs and watching them blow up. There is a channel on YouTube that builds things out of Lego in like sand and then floods it and pretends it's a natural disaster. That guy gets 50 million views a video. I guarantee you he's making more than $10,000 a month. So there's two really obscure ways I know that. Oh shoot, I broke my axe. Get here, cow. Those are two really obscure ways to make money. Obviously there's more, but that's just a couple ones I can think of. There's a guy that I know, he makes really good money, like 40K a month, and he just clips TikToks or clips streamers. So like Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, he just clips them, makes clips of them and uploads them on social media. There's a lot of ways to make money. So if you do not want to go to school, do not feel like you're going to be broke, and realize that, hey, there's a lot of ways to make money out there, and you will be fine, my friend. You will be fine. As long as you do something. That's basically the big premise, is as long as you do something. Most people, when they don't go to school, what do? Nothing. And because they do nothing, they waste their time, and their parents hate them, because their parents are like, well, you didn't go to school, you're not doing anything with your life, you're wasting away. And they're right. So the way you combat that whole problem is you do things. If you do things, put it this way, you're competing against the people that are going to school, right? So if you're not going to school, you're still competing against the people that are going to school. You both want to make money, ideally, right? So while they're going to school and learning, they're doing something, right? It might not be the best thing, but they're doing something. So all you have to do to beat them is just be slightly better. And the beautiful thing is, like I said, with the online space, there's so many ways to outperform the kids that are going to school quite easily and effectively. So that's what I would say. I would say if you don't want to go to school, it's cool. Just make sure that you're using that spare time to do something and work towards something. Even if that something's weird, even if you're like, hey, you know what? I want to make I want to make videos about video games on YouTube. Cool, do it. Do it for 10 hours a day, every day, for a year straight. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the intensity you should be having, because, you're not going to school, so you have all this free time. What you do not want to do is just waste away and just, lounge around. That's not cool. Well, it's cool, but it's not going to help you. And that's how you end up broke and looking at the kids that did go to school and being like, hey, those kids are so much further ahead of me. Yeah. Now, if you're going to school, or if you have no choice but to go to school, the other advice I can give you is make sure you go to school for something that is worthwhile. So make sure you're going to school and the thing that you're taking in school is actually something that has a need. There's a need for it. And it doesn't necessarily have to have a need in the way of, it directly results into money. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I am saying is, ooh, this is cool. It has to have a need in your mind. And what I'm saying is, if you're going to art, right? Let's say you're taking an art class in school. You're going to take a liberal arts degree, which is aka most people think is the most useless degree. But funny fact, a lot of very, very successful entrepreneurs got liberal arts degrees, and that's actually what they have. So the thing is that those entrepreneurs, they took liberal arts, but they had a vision of what they were doing with their life. So as long as you're going to school and you can take kind of whatever you want, but just make sure it fits within a vision. And if you don't have a vision, then you better make sure that you're doing something productive. You're going to school for something useful. Because if you're not, then you're just wasting your time. So what I mean by useful would be like doctor, engineering, trades, right? So like electrician, plumber, all those things. That's kind of what I mean by useful. Yeah, so that's kind of my little advice about school. And now let's say you have to go to school, you don't know what you want to do, and you're totally clueless, but you also feel like you're not going to be, you can't really just do like, oh, I'm just going to do engineering because you don't feel like you're super, super smart. Trades are always accepted, and you don't have to be a genius to do plumbing. It's not necessarily a job that requires genius level IQ. Not making fun of plumbers, but obviously they're not doctors, right? So there's that. Now, what else do we want to talk about? I would like to find some really good trees here. I'd like to finish this task. We're currently at 27 minutes, and my voice feels like it's been talking for 27 minutes. In fact, I have a sore throat, so my voice is slowly degrading, which is kind of cool. It's like making this more challenging than it could be. Anyways, we're yapping. Next thing I want to talk about is success. Let's talk about success. This is going to be a universal thing that'll apply to everyone watching this video if you want to do something with your life. And I'm assuming because you're watching me yap into a microphone or listening to me yap into a microphone for X amount of time, then you probably want to do something with your life. So, success. Well, one rule you have to understand with success: you will never lose if you never give up. My mentor told me that. I was struggling with something, and then I started to have a breakthrough, and he said to me, he's like, you'll never lose if you never give up. And it was one of those things where I was like, dang, that's 100% true. You'll never lose if you never give up. So whatever you want to do in your life, I don't care what it is. You want to be a pro Fortnite player? Cool, do it. Well, how do you become a pro Fortnite player? You never quit. And you try every single day. You try as hard as you can to be the best Fortnite player that you possibly can. And every single day you do that, and eventually you'll probably become a pro Fortnite player. Will you become the best in the world? I don't know. I'm not saying you're going to become the absolute best in the world. But what I am saying is you will become pro. I almost guarantee it. The people that don't succeed in life and don't succeed in the things they want to accomplish, it's because they quit. They always quit somewhere along the way, or they half quit. So they say, I want to become the best Fortnite player in the world, and then they're really, really gung-ho about it. They're practicing all the time, and then they start slowing down their practice, and they end up doing like only, I don't know, instead of doing 10 hours a day of practice, they're doing like 5 hours a day of practice, and then 3, and then 2, and then they're just soft quitting. Soft quitting is still quitting, so you cannot quit. Just don't quit. If you want to become successful, don't quit. You can become successful in whatever the thing is that you want to do. As long as you are trying as hard as you possibly can to every day to become good at that thing. You can't just half-ass it. I swore. You can't just half it, because that is so cool. That's a cool little thing up there. You can't just do it halfway. It just will never, ever, ever work for you. And you'll get beat. You'll get beat by the person that is going all out, because that's competition and that's life. So that's one thing about success. That's a very important thing, because if you can understand that, then you now have the ability to basically do anything you want. And it gives you confidence to do anything you want. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm thinking about where to go because I think we need a couple more. You know what? Minecraft's interesting because I always find that the game gives me the best worlds when I'm not actually taking the world serious. And then when I'm taking the world serious, I get like boring flat worlds or boring worlds with just like boring forest or taiga. But this world is super interesting. Excuse me. And I'm not really taking it that serious. So I kind of find that interesting and funny. Is that dark oak? Oh, I thought those were mushrooms. They're not mushrooms. Well, we still have more stuff to get here. Yeah, I'm just looking here. That is really cool. There's like a cool overhang thing. That is cool. I want to check that out, kind of. But I don't know. It's not really for this series. So another thing about success is you need to be trying as hard as you possibly can every single day. Every single day, if you want to become successful, you should be putting 100% effort into succeeding. That's kind of like goes hand in hand with never quitting, because if you never quit and you always try as hard as you possibly can, you can't lose. Whereas if you never quit, but you're not really trying that hard, you still like probably won't make it. So you have to be putting all of your effort into the thing that you want to do and really focusing on that thing. Do not try to split your attention. So do not say to yourself, hey, I want to become the best at X thing, but I also want to become the best at this other thing too, and I'm going to do both at the same time. Don't do that. Just do one or the other. What's going on here with my... Just do one or the other. Now, what else do we want to talk about? Well, let's talk about money. The great M word that everyone is mysteriously intrigued with. I don't know. Thought that sounded cool. But let's talk about money, because money is a good, important thing to have, right? That is so cool over there. Okay, so I'm going to talk about from the perspective of making money online, because I think making money online is the best skill in the world, and it makes life so much easier because you can just do whatever you want. We have freedom, which most people don't have freedom. The reason I can sit here at 10 p.m. talking into a microphone is because I have freedom. I make my money online. So, you want to make money online. What do you do? Okay, so the first thing is to make money online, you need a skill. So figure out what you want to get good at. You can make money online through a lot of different ways. Now I know I shared that TikTok person that was making money just rolling things down steps. That is, if you want to go that route, if you want to try to just figure out how to go viral on social media and make money from those views, that is one way. That is probably the harder ways to do it. I don't necessarily going to recommend it right now because most people probably can't pull it off. But if you think you can pull it off, then do it. That's what I say. Is this a... This looks like a biome that we haven't experienced yet. What is this? Oh no, we have... Give me a second here. Mangrove roots. Does this count as like tree? Mangrove wood. Well, where do I get the wood from? Oh, you know what? I think the wood is oh, I don't know. Mangrove wood. Okay. I want wood though. Where's the wood? These are roots. These are roots. Hold on. I gotta figure out how to get the wood. Is this wood? Okay, give me one sec. Okay, so apparently, I guess these trees, these are the roots, I guess. I gotta get into the tree part. I'm a little confused. Oh, that's wood. That's wood right there. Mangrove log, bing bing. Oh, this is a cool biome. Okay, so I haven't experienced this biome. This is the first time experiencing it. This is kind of cool. I would build a house here if I had a... See, I told you, it's always the worlds that are throwaways are always the coolest. And then your own world is always like, nah, it's okay. Take it or leave it. Okay, that's really, really, really cool. So we have almost all the types. We have to get two more, pale wood and cherry. Now, cherry and pale, I assume, are in a more colder biome. So we have to figure out a way to get to a colder biome. This looks like really warm biome stuff. Yeah, we're going to have to get out of this warm biome. Although I like the warm biome. I am a fan of the warm weather, but yeah. It's cool though. Really like this world. Anyways, back to what I was saying about money. The old moolah. So, you want to make money, skill. Figure out what you like doing. Now, you can basically choose anything. If you like coding or if you like math, for example. Oh no, that's not good. Oh no. Oh, I thought I was going to die for a second. I thought I was stuck. If you like math and you like problem solving, then do coding. If you like art, then you could learn Photoshop and you could do thumbnails for YouTubers. If you like video editing, then you can definitely do video editing, right? That's a skill, right? Let me think of other things that you can do. If you like sales, diamond, that's what I was looking for. If you like sales, then you can make something happen with sales because sales is always something. Or if you like talking to people and negotiating or business, you can do sales. Like there's so many different things and skill sets that you can have online that will make you money. And I don't mean just like, oh yeah, I make a little bit of money and broke. I mean like make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Really just think of the things that you're interested in. That's what I would do. Think of the things that you're interested in, and then learn those skills and then offer those skills to businesses as clients. And to do that successfully, you're going to have to, one, have skill. Two, you're going to have to reach out to businesses. Now, the big question is, I don't have any experience. How do I get someone to pay me? Well, you can always just reach out to someone and be like, hey, obviously don't include that but be like, hey, you know, I'm this person, I'm a coder, I make apps for iPhones, and you know, I would love to, you know, hold on, I'm really butchering this right now. Let me not use a coding example because I'm not a coder at all. I can barely code Hello World. Okay, actually I can code Hello World, but yeah. Anyways, I could go on a tangent for that. But so reach out, be like, okay, the thumbnail example, right? Reach out to a YouTuber and say, hey, I noticed that, you know, you have these thumbnails. You know, I can offer to do thumbnails for you. I would do them for, you know, no cost, just for a testimonial. And just be honest. Like you can literally just be honest with people and be like, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still getting more of a clientele. So I'd be willing to do these just for a testimonial if you like them. And if you don't, then that's cool too. Like I just want the experience basically. And people will give you those sort of jobs and just give you testimonials and be like, hey, this person's amazing at thumbnails. They did a great job. And those people often turn into clients themselves if you do a good job. So just start doing things. If you want to grow your freelance business as like, hey, I want to offer thumbnails or whatever you want to offer, just start doing something and reaching out to businesses and saying, hey, I can do this for you in exchange for a testimonial or in exchange for, you know, yeah, basically for a testimonial and go from there, essentially. And you'd be surprised at how quickly things can change. Because I remember when I was doing YouTube thumbnails, I went from doing YouTube thumbnails for like $5. And then from there, I went to doing, I was doing like paid calls, like helping people grow YouTube channels. And then basically within a week, I went from making $5 a thumbnail to making $1,000 for an hour consultation call about YouTube. So it can move really quickly. You can just put your foot in the door and start working towards your skill set and getting your client base. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit more information than that. Let's just say you don't know what to do. You're totally clueless. Cool. So first thing, find people that you think you can help. Reach out to them and say, you know, give them some free advice. So what I would do is like, if you're a thumbnail person, I'd be like, hey, you know, I was looking at your YouTube channel. I really like your videos. I was looking at your thumbnails and I noticed 3 things that could be improved. Here's the 3 things that could be improved. Based on the suggestions that I'm making, I made a new thumbnail for you that you can test out if you feel like it. And then let them respond. They'll usually say like, hey, thanks for the thumbnail. I don't need anything right now. Or, hey, I'm going to try it out or whatever. And then, you know, if they try it out, they like it, then boom, you know, you can start trying to figure out negotiation. But the thing is, when you're very new, don't worry about making money. Just worry about getting business. Don't worry about the money in the beginning. The money will come, but it will come from you being good at what you do. So don't worry too much about making money. Don't be like, oh, I want to make minimum $100 per thumbnail. No, like accept $5 for a thumbnail when you're new. And just focus on getting business. And good business spreads. So like if you're really good at your business and you're good to work with, you'll get referred. Trust me, it does happen. So yeah, that's what I would do. You have no skill, nothing, and you want to learn how to make money, boom, that's one thing. Now, another thing you could do, I'm going to offer 3 different things. That first one is freelance. The second one I'm going to offer is landscaping / cutting grass. You like being physical, go cut grass. Literally knock on your neighbor's door and be like, hey, you know, I'm offering this, you know, I'm in the area. I live just down the street. I noticed that, you know, you cut your grass. Hold on. It's hard for me to come up with a sales pitch just running here and looking. This is beautiful though. So you want to start grass cutting business, knock on doors and just say, hey, you know, I live just down the street. I'm offering, you know, let me think. Let me actually think of a good thing here because I'm butchering this really hard. So you could approach your neighbor, be like, hey, I live down the street. And if you ever needed someone to cut your grass, here is my number. Here's some of the results I've done. Or you can just use like your own lawn as an example. Like, here's what I can do. And, you know, go from there, basically. Just make it really, really straightforward. You don't have to do a crazy, aggressive, you know, campaign or anything like that. Just start knocking on doors. You'd be surprised, you know. And if you see someone's grass is not cut, right? So if you look at someone like, oh, their grass hasn't been cut in a while, you could literally knock on their door like, hey, I'll cut your grass for $20. I noticed you don't like cutting your grass. Give me $20. I'll do it right now. I got everything ready to go. Or I can do it literally in the next hour. And boom, you have a grass cutting business. And you'd be surprised at how successful you can grow just a really simple business like that. I know kids that have done extremely well just cutting grass. Not exactly the most fun thing in the world, but hey, it works. Okay, let me get my bearings here. I gotta get out of this warm biome. It's really warm, like everything's super warm here. I find that with Minecraft, if you travel in one direction, you just start hitting like the same biomes over and over and over. It's like one direction is really, really hot. One direction is cold. One direction is moderate. We're in the hot. Also, I don't really know where I'm going. I kind of lost my track of myself here. I don't think I've been here before. Oh, I might have though. Uh-oh. It's all looking the same. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. So yeah, that's one thing. You could do lawn care. And you could go online and just type in like how to get your first client cutting grass. Oh, this is super cool too. This is like underwater arch thing. You can just be like, hey, how do I get clients cutting grass? You can even ask ChatGPT that, and they'll probably tell you what to do. So probably more eloquently than I did because I'm trying to focus on a video game and try to think of a sales pitch. Now the next thing is you could flip things, not flip things literally, but what I mean by flipping is buying something for cheap and selling it for high. So you could go on Facebook Marketplace, look for people selling things like, let's say, a Nintendo Switch. You buy it for $150 and it comes with 2 games, and then you sell the games individually for $50 each, and you sell the Switch for like $125 each, and you know, you just made a profit. Yeah, you just made a profit. So, you know, the big thing with flipping items, which is buying low and selling high, is just going to determine how much you know about something. So find something that, think of what you know about. I'm sure you know about something, even if you know about video games works. And then just focus on the things that you know. So if you know video games really well, focus on what video games people sell that are for cheap and what you can get for them, and look for the difference between that, the two numbers. And at the same time, you could do furniture is another big one. Because most people just want to get rid of furniture for free, but you can get a couch for like nothing basically for free, and then you can sell it for like $80 if you clean it up a little bit. So yeah, flipping items. Big thing with that is you just have to be online and making catching those deals when they come, because they don't last forever, right? People scoop them up. Another good one to do is phones. You could buy and sell phones, like iPhones, right? This will work better if you're in the city. If you don't have a car, especially, you should be in the city. If you have a car, then it doesn't matter as much. But yeah, those are 3 ways you can make money pretty quickly. And that's actually another thing I want to talk about. Most people think making money takes a long time. Actually, one sec. It's really hot in my room. It's really, really hot. So the pants are... Yeah, they're coming off. That's better. Man, oh man, it is so hot. I have like 2 heaters and the heat just kicked on. So in my room, I have 1 heater, and then I have the vent. I have 2 vents in my room. No, 1 vent, but it really pumps out a lot of heat. So when I have my heater on and the vent turns on, then yeah, it gets really hot. But anyways, about money. People think money takes a long time to make, and they're kind of true, but they're kind of also wrong. I mean, that's because if you look at millionaires, you look at the people really rich, most of them make their money in literally like 3 years. You can become a millionaire in 3 years. Basically what I'm trying to say. You literally become a millionaire in 3 years. It shouldn't take you 15 years to become a millionaire, because if it's going to take you 15 years to become a millionaire, you're probably not going to become a millionaire unless you're doing like stocks, but that's a totally different animal. Yeah, so you can make money. You can make 10K a month within probably by the end of this year. 10K a month is really not that insane. So don't think it is. Don't think it's insane. Don't think it's really, really going to take like 15 years to make $10,000 a month. You can literally make it in like probably 6 months if you really were about it. Now, if you're not about it, yeah, it's going to probably take you longer. But again, remember what I said. I said, holy mountains. Look at those mountains. I said you should be focusing on something, all your energy on something, and putting 100% of your effort every day into becoming the best at that thing. You do that, you'll make 10K a month. Guarantee you within the next like 6 months. So is this no, this is not the swamp. This is not the biome I literally was just in. Is it not? No, there's no way. I'm not going crazy, right? Please tell me I'm not going crazy. I hope I'm not just looping around, because this is a mangrove biome and this is really suspicious to me. If we see a random mangrove that's just chopped apart, oh, I don't like the looks of that. I think this is the same mangrove biome. Oh man, rip. Oh, maybe not, because there's no swamp here. I don't know. Man, we got to get to a colder biome. It's going to take forever. We are at... like, I'm slowly making my way back to the colder biomes, but we're still pretty far off. And the goal here is, by the time I finish this series, I should be done yapping. And I feel like my brain's like, oh man, tired, don't want to talk anymore, but I must keep talking. Must keep talking. Okay, so anyways, yeah, money shouldn't take that long to make. Really shouldn't. If it takes a really long time to make, then you're doing something wrong. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. And don't think it's going to take a long time. And don't use that as like not an excuse, but don't let that limit you. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's that. Well, money, I think. What else I want to talk about? Let me think. Well, we could talk about. Let me think of a good topic. I'm on my boat here. We'll talk about creativity. That's another good one. We'll talk about creativity. So Creativity. If you're creative, just realize that your life is going to be very different than people that aren't creative, and just accept that. Don't fight it. Just accept it. Just realize, hey, you know what? My life is going to be really different than everyone else's, and I just have to figure this out. The thing about creativity is, excuse me, you can be really successful being creative, but your path is going to be very different than everyone else. And for you to be successful as a creative, it's like mandatory for you to be different than everyone else. So you really have to just kind of dive into the deep end and be like, you know what? I'm creative. I'm just different. It's cool. It's my advantage, and I'm going to use it as my advantage. And that's basically it. Like, if you're creative, don't fight it. Just accept it. You're a weirdo, just like me, we're just all one big weird happy family. Because if you fight it, you're going to make your life really hard, and you're going to just suppress it, and you're going to not like your life because you're suppressing something that's a part of you. And then you're going to be like, wow, my life sucks. But you just don't realize that it only sucks because you're just not being creative. Boom. But truly, if you're creative, just embrace it. And the thing is, the really cool thing about creativity is people think creativity is not that valuable. I disagree. I think creativity is one of the highest paying things in the world. If you really think about the really successful businesses, like let's think of Tesla, for example. Tesla is a creative business. It takes creativity to have the idea to have Tesla as a business. Now, I'm not really focused on what you think of Elon Musk right now. We're just using Tesla as an example. I'm not saying Elon's a good guy or a bad guy, just keeping it neutral. So the thing is, creativity is the cornerstone of basically, this is really good. Creativity is the cornerstone of innovation, and innovation is the cornerstone of progress. There's a quote. So creativity is super, super, super important. Super important. And if you have it, you have a skill. All you got to do is nurture it and then figure out where you fit as a creative, because you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be like, I'm a creative, I'm going to make art. You don't have to make art. You can do business. You can be a businessman and be creative. You can, do a lot of things as a creative mind, because as a creative mind, you just think differently than everyone else. It doesn't mean you have to be an artist. If you want to be an artist, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I thought it was raining out. It's not. So yeah, that's kind of my advice there for creatives. And like I said, figure out where you fit. And the thing is with creativity is, once you figure out where you fit, you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of potential as a creative. And don't forget that. Don't think that you're worth less than other people, because you just think differently. The reason you can succeed so much more than other people is because you do think differently. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And that's coming from one creative to another. And the other thing is, don't suppress your creativity. If you're a creative person and you suppress your creativity, the result of that is basically bad things. Bad things happen when you do that. Bad things. Life is not good when you do that. So don't do that. Whatever you do, do not suppress your own natural penchant for creative things. You'll feel like garbage. You'll probably look like garbage, and you'll act like garbage, and you'll just be garbage. So don't do that. Now, if you are a creative person and you have sort of pushed that aside, because some people just push it aside. I know I have for a long time, and that's kind of why I'm sitting here 30 years old playing a video game that I probably shouldn't be playing at this age. And that's because I feel like I was very creative when I was younger, and now I feel like as I got older, I've turned into an old crusty man. I'm just like, oh, I thought that was a ravine, and I thought I was going to die. That would have been horrible. I would have turned into an old crusty man if I fell into that ravine and I died. Yeah. So if you feel like your creativity is sort of, you had it, you've lost it, you want it back. Let me think what I was going to say. If you feel like you had it when you're younger and now you don't have it and you want it back, give yourself the ability to be creative again, and don't judge yourself. Judgment is like the biggest evil of creativity. If you judge yourself, you won't be creative, because the thing is, if you are creative and you haven't been practicing it, you're probably not going to be very good at being creative. You haven't honed your skill set yet, or refined it, or knocked the rust off yet. So you're not going to be very good as a creative. And is that a mushroom biome? That's dark wood. We need dark oak. That's big. We're almost done our journey. Sort of. Yeah, so if you're creative and you want to get back, don't feel bad for wanting to get it back, and just let yourself be creative. Allow yourself to be creative. I feel like an idiot right now talking into a microphone as a 30-year-old into a video game that I played 15 years ago that the 10-year-old down the street probably plays too. I feel like I'm kind of an idiot right now, but this is sort of me being more creative in my life. So creativity requires you to almost be like a child. And if you feel like a child, that's okay. That's okay. That's part of trying to be creative again, really. That's a part of the process of bringing that mindset back. So there's nothing wrong with that. And speaking nothing wrong with that, we got some dark wood here. And yeah, that's my goal. Be kind to yourself. Dark wood. Boom. We're going to keep our wooden pickaxe. We'll get rid of... I don't really believe in eating sheep. Actually, I don't think I've ever ate sheep in my life, so... Well, no, lamb is sheep. I don't really like lamb. Lamb doesn't taste the greatest. It kind of is like... Nah, it's kind of one of those blah meats to me. Yeah, so if you're creative, you're struggling to get it back, then just realize that... be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself because it makes it easier for you to regain your creativity. And the other thing I have too is if you want to get your creative back, make it easy. You know, go get a camera. That was probably one of the best things I did in my life is I bought a camera for $700 in like 2016. It's from a really old lady. Actually, she invited me into her house. It's a funny story. So I bought this camera off of Craigslist, or was talking to this person from Craigslist. I was interested in their camera, and we arranged a date for me to come, and they were like, well, just come to my house or whatever, and you can get the camera. Cool, nothing wrong with that, right? Well, I get there, and then they're like, oh, come inside. So I come inside, and there's this old lady living in this old house, very tiny house, but an older house, and she was like, come inside. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know if it's a setup or something like that. And then what sealed the deal is I came inside and I saw the old lady, like, decor, like the old wallpaper and the old table that your grandma probably had. Like, you know what? That style, right? I saw that and I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm safe here. So anyways, she invited me in. She made me tea. She was talking about the camera and why she wanted to sell it. She probably gave me the best reason ever for someone wanting to sell something. Because I said, well, why do you want to sell your camera? And she's like, well, I'm old. It's too heavy and I can't carry it anymore. It was a very heavy camera. She's like, I can't carry it anymore. And I was like, okay, well, I'm young, strong, and I can carry heavy things. So I think it's a match made in heaven here. And it turns out it was, because that camera stuck with me for a very long time. I still have it in the shelf behind me right now, although it doesn't work anymore, but I don't have the heart to get rid of it. And that was a great purchase because it allowed me to be creative. It allowed me to express my creativity. I could just go and just take photos nonstop for free as much as I wanted and do my own little thing in my own little world. And it was great for me. I loved it. I was very, very creative. Allowed me to be creative. And that's the thing about creative people is if you are creative and you're not being creative currently, you're just killing yourself, really. You just feel like garbage. Because as funny as it sounds, me talking in front of this mic right now actually makes me feel good. I actually feel good doing this. I feel my mind likes doing this, even though I feel like I do sound like an idiot. My mind likes it. So if you're creative, you at your own mental health's best interest if you just continue to be creative and embrace it. Don't snuff it out. Even if you have a job that doesn't allow you to be creative, find a way to be creative. Do it. Now, what else do I want to talk about? We're actually coming to the end of this challenge. We got to get 2 more biomes. I think one biome is really rare, which is the pale something biome. And the other biome is also rare, which is a cherry biome. One sec. That must be the most photogenic village that I've ever seen. That's really cool. Again, a world that I'm never going to visit ever again, but we're seeing all the cool stuff because that's just how the game works. Yeah, that's what I have to say for creativity. I know that was kind of all over the place, sort of, but creativity is something pretty near to my heart. I have a lot of things to say about it. I've struggled with it. I've struggled with figuring out where I belonged with it and all that good stuff. Let me talk about what else I want to talk about. Okay, we'll talk about some bad stuff. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Just don't do drugs. Weed, I don't care if it's weed. I don't care what it is. Don't do drugs. Makes your life harder. For every one person in the world that can function while doing drugs, like function while smoking weed or, doing those sort of things, there is 99 other people that are absolute losers on this stuff. So don't do them. Just don't do it. Period. Yeah, because you just can really mess up your life. One bad decision, one night can basically totally ruin your life for a while or forever, depending on what happens. Alcohol, drink responsibly, very cliche, but drink, if you're at your home and you want to drink, fine, drink. But if you're out and you want to drink, don't do it. Just don't do it. Because being drunk and making bad decisions is not, you don't want to be making bad decisions in public. You make bad decisions in private where you don't harm anyone and you just like, hey, I'm drunk, I'm going to go and play a video game and die 100 times and make my teammates mad. Cool, whatever. There's no harm there, really. But don't do it in public. Don't get yourself into really big trouble. And don't get peer pressured into doing it. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. And let me think. I'm trying to think what else. I don't want to say don't drink at all because I think people are just going to drink in general. I don't drink myself because my dad was, I don't want to say he was an alcoholic, but alcohol didn't really help my family life. So I don't really drink. I drank a little bit when I was younger, but I never really felt like I got anything from it, really. And I don't like feeling hungover. So yeah, it doesn't really compute for me. But if you're listening to this and you want to drink, just make smart decisions on when you do it. That's kind of what I want to say. You want to drink? Cool. Just make smart decisions on when you do it. Don't do it in public and become totally wasted in public where you can have bad consequences can happen. If you're going to do it in private, where you're, nothing totally bad can happen. Even if you're hanging out with friends at your house, again, not a big deal if you're drunk, right? Not that big of a deal. Your friends are probably drunk too, but don't bring it out to the public. That's a big thing. Just don't make it public. And if you're going to be in public, control yourself. There's nothing worse than a drunk guy in public. They're really annoying to deal with. They make life really hectic and annoying for people that are out trying to enjoy a good time. And they think they're really funny, but they're not. And the girls don't like them either. Unless the girls are also drunk too. But then those are the girls you don't really want. So yeah, it's just not, it's like a lose situation. This is really cool. This reminds me of really old Minecraft. This like stuff here. Why is all the cool worlds the worlds that you're gonna throw away? There has to be like some form of law behind that. I'm gonna speak now about getting older because that's something on my mind, and that is, if you're listening to this and you're young, realize that when you get older, you're gonna wish you were young. And therefore, you should make the most of when you're young. And I don't mean make dumb decisions. I'm not saying go and, get drunk in public and do something really stupid. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, enjoy your life. Make sure you enjoy your life. Do the things that you love. That's really key. Do the things that you love, not what other people tell you you should love. You know what you like to do. If you want to go and take photos down in the street, cool, go do that. If you want to draw, go do that. If you want to play Fortnite, go play Fortnite. Try to be the best Fortnite player. Like, do the things that you enjoy. And I don't think you'll ever regret the things that you truly enjoy. even if they're things that other people don't care about. You know, like I'm sitting here talking and playing Minecraft. I am enjoying this talking right now. My voice is totally shot. You wouldn't know it, but my voice is actually just slowly deteriorating right now. And you would not know that that's a fact. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the pain. No, I'm enjoying actually talking to you guys. So, yeah, that's to the people that might watch this, and hopefully some people will watch this, or else I'm just practicing how long I can yap for. Enjoy things. Do things that you enjoy, not what other people tell you that you should enjoy. It's really key, because people will tell you what to do in this life. In life, people will tell you what to do. Now, bringing it back to the topic, because the topic was as you get older and missing your younger age. You're going to miss, you're going to miss your younger age. But as long as you do things and you have fun when you're young and you make the most of your younger age, it won't be as painful. The real pain comes from being older and looking back at your younger age and realizing you did nothing that you wanted to do, and you feel like garbage because you wasted all those years, and then you feel like you have to like just rush and make up a lot of lost time. You don't want to be in that situation. So yeah, and if you're thinking about doing crazy stuff, like go on a road trip, go move, go live somewhere you never lived before, go live in your van, or go for a crazy road trip for 2 months straight or something. Like literally just do what you want to do. That's what I did. You know, when I finished high school, I moved to a city very far away, and I had a lot of fun, met a lot of cool people, didn't speak the language, didn't really learn the language that well either while I was there, but I did make some friends, and it was a really interesting experience. And it was a very good experience too. It was very much needed for me. And then, you know, fast forward 5 years after that, I ended up spending about probably like 2 months. I went on a big road trip cross country. Moved across country, and I made this big road trip out of it, and that was super fun. And that took me like, I don't know, probably like a month. So, and then I lived out of my van for the rest of the summer, basically. And that was great. I loved doing it. I would do it again. I would literally do it again. So, yeah, that's some of the things I've done. Okay, so we're at the snow here. I don't know what this is, but this doesn't look like where I want to be. We need to find a cherry tree biome. I don't know I think it's a colder biome. We're really getting a good taste of everything Minecraft has to offer here. So yeah, do those crazy things, man. Do those crazy things, or girl. Do those crazy things. Go on a crazy road trip. Go live in your van, or go move somewhere cool, or whatever. Just do it. Just do it, especially when you're young. Yeah, you'll regret it when you're older, and everyone wishes that they had more time when they're younger. But like I said, the real pain comes from feeling like you wasted those years. Those imperative years. I don't know what imperative means, but I've heard it on a video before, so I decided to say the word. Oh no, I'm falling into something. Oh, this isn't good. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Am I just... Oh, I don't want to die. This isn't cool. Oh, okay. Fell into a cave, I guess? I'm scared. Can I get out of here? Okay. Oh no, I'm falling in the caves again. This is dumb. I want to get out of this snow biome. I wonder if there's a way to like walk on this without falling down. This is really annoying. This is really annoying, actually. I don't want to use my... Oh, I guess I use the hay bales, I guess. Where am I going here? Try to avoid... Am I going to fall through this? No. No. Go. Go. Come on. Get me out of here. There, okay. I wonder if there's snowshoes in this game. There must be snowshoes. I feel like it'd be unfair if there was no snowshoes. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Well, we could talk about intelligence, IQ. That was a big thing when I was younger. And by younger, I always mean like teenager. I never felt like I was that smart. And it really held me back because I thought I was dumb. And the thing is first off, let's put the question to rest. If you're wondering if you're dumb, you're not dumb. Dumb people don't think. So if you have the ability to think, hey, you know what? I wonder if I'm actually that smart. I think I'm dumb. I don't think I'm that smart. Then you're not as dumb as you think you are, and you're probably quite intelligent. That's the first thing I really want to say. Because, yeah, that's just how... Sorry, I thought I heard something. 1 sec. That's just it. Like, if you think that you might be dumb, you aren't dumb. Dumb people don't think. They don't really have any sort of cognitive ability necessarily. And just because you're not good at math, you're not dumb. Math is it's a different way of thinking. And if you're not used to that way of thinking and you're not good, but the kids that are really good at math, they're not naturals necessarily at math, unless they're like total geniuses. But I'm not talking about those kids. Like the kids in my school, I realize now, I thought they were geniuses, but they just practice math. So if you want to, like, don't look at the kids that are better than you at math and think, oh, these people are more smarter than me, and I'm dumb and all this. It's just, those people probably practice math. Their parents probably literally have them practice math. Or they have an older brother that was really good at math. You know, like, there's a lot of different variables that you have to consider. And if I'm sounding like I'm being distracted, I am being distracted right now because for some reason, my room feels hotter. And you know when your skin sort of feels like really itchy because you're too hot? I feel like that right now. So let me go close the window or open the window. 1 sec. Okay, so yeah, if you feel like you're dumb, you're not dumb. And if you look at the kids that you think are smart and you think that they're better than you, they're not better than you. They're just more experienced than you at math. And math doesn't mean anything. You can be really bad at math and be smart, and you can be really good at math and just be moderate intelligence. Like, I don't think math really is a very good measuring stick of intelligence. At least at a lot of things. I'm going to put an asterisk there because in some ways it is, but I don't want to get into that. There's a lot of different forms of intelligence too. Like you have creative intelligence. Like for example, my brother, they thought that he was autistic, basically. Not autistic, there's another word, but I don't want to say it because I try not to swear in these videos. I don't like swearing. But the R word. And they thought he was that. And they actually put him in like this, the special kids class, basically, when he was like in elementary school. Well, it turns out that he's not an idiot. He's just not very good at certain things, but other things he's exceptional at. So he's an exceptional artist and designer, very, very talented, but he is not great at spelling. So it's like, yeah, amazing artist, can't spell. Well, good thing they have Siri, right? In fact, he uses Siri all the time. So intelligence is not the be all end all, and you can be intelligent in different things. So don't let that, like, the fact that you feel stupid, you're not stupid. Trust me. Dumb people don't think. They probably don't feel either. Feeling is actually probably an intelligent thing to do. If you can feel things, you're probably smart. I've been around dumb people. Okay, I really want to find cherry biome, cherry blossom and pale forest. My voice is slowly dying. It is slowly degrading into absolutely nothing. We're trucking and oh, I thought I just died. I don't know what I would have done. If I died in the middle of this series, I think I would just quit. I'd just be like, forget this. I don't know what else to talk about now. I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. What other cool things to talk about that are useful? I could talk about things, but not everything I talk about is going to be like applicable to you. Let me think about it. Family. So if you have parents and you don't hate your parents and you're like your parents, right? So like for me, I love my parents. I love my mom and I love my dad. My mom and dad just don't love each other and they don't like each other, but I love them individually, if that makes sense. So if you do have parents and you do have a bit of a relationship with them, just realize they're going to get older. that's one thing I've realized, because my mom's getting to like 75 now. My dad's gonna get his 70s shortly, like the next like 5 years, I think 4 years. Um, and you know, your parents will get older, and there'll come a time where your parents aren't around, which is really weird, because when you're a kid, they feel so like invincible, but trust me, they're not. And it's really weird seeing your parents slowly get older and more frail. Like my dad used to be super strong, and he is still pretty strong actually for his age, but I can see like he's starting to lose some of his strength from age. And it's like, that's life, right? That's literally just the way life is. So, you know, enjoy the moments you do have. And if your parents are in really good health right now and they're young and, you know, strong and energetic, really enjoy that time with them. Really enjoy the time with them, spend time with them, call them, talk to them, and that sort of thing. Because there'll come a time where you probably can't, or you're too busy, or, you know, you just don't get to talk to them, or they're just not around anymore, right? That's kind of one guarantee in life, is you're probably going to lose your parents before, you know, you go, right? It's like guaranteed almost, unless something happens. So that's definitely one thing. Let me think. Another thing, trying to think how controversial I want to get on this now. I will say one thing, and I'm going to say this, and it might trigger some people, but I don't mean this from a trigger. I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not trying to make people upset. Life is better when you believe in something better than yourself. I myself, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. No, I'm not going to be pushing them down your throat. This is not really a Bible thumper. But my life has been significantly better ever since I've believed in them more. I didn't used to believe in them, but ever since I started, my life has gotten way better. My moods have got better. I'm less, like, I don't want to say depressed, but sad or mad or whatever. Life's just better. And that could be a coincidence. I don't know, but I just speak in facts. So take with that what you will. And you have your own journey. You have your own spiritual journey. If you're going to end up a spiritual person, or you're going to end up a religious person, you have your own journey that you have to go through. I can't tell you what to go through. I can't tell you how it's going to be. You're going to have your own journey. But all I'm going to say is, life gets better. I found life gets way better when I believed in something better than myself. And for me, that's been God, and also Jesus as well. And, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I think if you believe in nothing, life is very, very hard and can feel very pointless. And yeah, that's all I want to say. But I think I said enough. Okay, so let's make some bread here. I'm surprised my voice is holding up. I really thought my voice was going to just give out halfway through this, and I'd be so like, yep, sorry guys, we can't do it. Our voice is cooked. But it's not. The people listening to this are probably going to be like, how do you keep talking? And you know what? I don't know. I'm just born to talk. I'm just a yapper. Big old yapper. And I haven't found the 2 pieces of wood that I want. Also, we got to find a crimson and a warped forest. A lot of fun. Rip. What else I want to talk about? I'll talk about failure. Failure is not permanent. It's only permanent if you make it permanent. So if you just, you fail at something, cool, laugh it off, try to become better the next time, and that's all you can do. And that's it. That's life. Welcome to life. I've failed at a lot of things, but I've also been successful at some things. And usually you fail more than you succeed. But the cool thing about life is all you need is a couple successes. That's all you need, really. If you think of like a really successful businessman, they're not always winning. They had one big success, they sold their business, and now they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But they probably had like 80 failed businesses before that. So that's another thing. Like success in business or in life in general, all you need is one big win. One big win. That's it. Really, one big win, and it can totally change your whole life. So that's a little success story there. I'm starting to really think Oh, this is a cool big old nether portal. This is a massive nether portal. I don't think I've ever seen one this big. I think the cherry blossoms are near the plains. Are they not? I don't know. Where's the chest? Junk. Junk. Junk? Junk. I think we have to hit the boat. The boat. Let me think here. That looked like plains over there. Okay, well, going in this direction is not really helping us. So what if we go in this direction? Maybe the cherry blossoms are this way. I feel like they're not a cold biome, but not a warm biome either. What are those? Those are really tall trees. I'm not sure. Really tall trees, old growth forest, maybe? Kind of running out of ideas here on where to go. I feel like we're seeing the same scenery over and over and over at this point. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. Maybe up this way over to the right here. I can kind of look and see what looks to be a new type of forest. Not a new forest, but like a fresh forest. Something. That's a really cool landscape though. I really like the new Minecraft generation. I think it looks really nice. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we love beta. Beta's so much better. Beta's better. This is so much crap. This is terrible. Like, I don't like the new generation." I think this generation is amazing. I think it's really varied. It's got a lot of variation. I've said that word twice. Whereas the old generation was kind of predictable in a way, and it wasn't as interesting to look at. It wasn't a lot of mixture between like flat and hilly. Flat and hilly. Everything's just kind of like it was just all consistent. Not consistent, but too flat or too hilly. This is a nice mix. And I feel like this type of generation gives a lot of like curveballs. Like, for example, like random flat sections or random hilly areas, as we've seen in our journey here. So that's what I got to say about that. Now, let's try to find some cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms, pale forest, and we're out of here. This is a finished series. This is long. This is taking longer than I thought. So we're already at... Is this a special wood? Do I need to get this? Is this a special piece of wood? No, it's spruce. This is a longer series than I expected, but this is kind of cool. So another thing too is I'm starting this channel. This is going to be the first video on this channel, which is kind of cool. And I want to do a longer form Let's Play type video. And I actually have 10 hours recorded for the Let's Play. I have to edit it because I want to make it really interesting and exciting. And not just me just talking or just playing the game. So that's exciting. So this is kind of like a way to grow the channel, I guess. I don't know. This was just a cool challenge I thought of and I want to do. Hold on, I gotta eat some bread here. Yeah, so this was just a cool challenge I wanted to do. The first video on the channel. So welcome to the channel. If you've watched this long, welcome. I consider you a true fan. A true fan of my antics and interesting placement for a village farm. A true fan of my antics and personality, so I appreciate it a lot. Oh boy, what else do I want to talk about now? Think about other life lessons, things that I've learned, things that I've experienced. Social skills. Social skills, if you don't have any social skills, just talk to a lot of people. That's basically what I have. If you talk to a lot of people, you'll learn how to talk to people. If you don't have social skills, the reason you don't have them is because you probably don't spend a lot of time talking to people. So just talk to more people. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. Because, here we go. This is a plain biome. And I think plain biome is going to have what we want. Yeah, just talk to a lot of people. If you talk to a lot of people, you'll learn how to talk to people. And also analyze. Like, you got to look at your conversations and think like, okay, how could I have said something better? Like, what did I say wrong? Or what could I have said better? You got to analyze what you're doing. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to talk to tons of people and just be an idiot. That's not going to work. But if you talk to people and analyze what you're saying and think about how you can say things better or delivery better or whatever, that's you're going to figure out how to talk to people. And yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of interesting. A lot of the problems in life just come from inexperience. Like, oh, I'm not very good with girls. Well, it's because you don't talk to girls. And the guys that are good with girls, they probably have sisters, or, you know, their mom has a lot of friends that were younger, like younger mom friends, and they grew up around hot women. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like they have experience that you don't have. So if you aren't very good at something, it's just because you don't have experience, basically. And the people that are good at something, the reason they're good is because they have experience. So if you want to get good at something, you just got to find a way to get that experience. And that goes for anything from girls to money to social skills to playing Minecraft to cutting a pig's head off with a stone sword that you fashioned from 2 pieces of stone and a piece of stick. Yeah, experience, right? So experience is really, really, really important. And once you realize, hey, you know what? All I need is experience. It does make life easier, because then it's like, well, I guess life ain't that hard if I can just figure things out, right? And you can trust your own gut. That's another thing too, is like, you are smarter than you think you are, and you can figure things out. You can figure things out. You can make things work. You can make things happen. You can be successful. You can, you know, get better at something. You're not condemned to being an idiot or to being lonely or anything like that. It really is a choice. If you've been, you know, really struggling in certain things, you just got to say to yourself, hey, I don't want to be lonely anymore. Hey, I don't want to be broke anymore, and go and make the correct choices to fix those things. That's kind of what life is. Life is a lot of just decisions, and your decisions compounded over and over and over. Like me making this YouTube video. This YouTube video might turn into, you know, me having a big size channel at one point, maybe. And it would all stem from this one video that I'm recording, yapping with a sore throat. And yeah, thinking I'm funny on my microphone here when I probably haven't made anyone laugh yet. Ha. So yeah, well, I'm looking for a cherry blossom biome. This is actually getting kind of annoying. I'm going to, I don't know. I feel like I need to do some research, because I don't know the criteria for cherry blossoms. They might not even be in this biome. I thought they were like in plains biomes, but they don't look like they are. Funny thing too is, if I'm not playing a serious world, I get cherry blossoms, and now I don't get any. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, because I don't want to cut the video. I could cut the video, but I want to make this like a seamless thing. Just nothing but constant yapping for 2 hours straight. Ha. So yeah, let's cut the video. Not cut the video, but pause the video. Pause. And I want to see where cherry blossoms actually spawn. So give me a sec. All right, Mr. Yapper is back. I was right. The cherry blossoms do spawn in plain biomes, meadows, plains. And we kind of made a mistake, because the pale garden spawns in dark wood biomes, like dark forest, which we were in a dark forest biome. That's a cool looking cave. We were in a dark forest biome, but I didn't know they spawned in the middle of the dark forest biome. So that could be a problem, because we have to find dark forest again. RIP. So yeah, and then after that, we're basically collected all the pieces of wood in one world. The wood collector, the lumberjack. I'm going to call this the lumberjack challenge. I like that. I don't know what else to yap about now. I'm thinking about different things. Talked about a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. Topics. You know, you have a topic on your mind and you're like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. I've done that now. I really want to find this cherry blossom. I can just like imagine them peeking over the forest here. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the video right now. I know it's a bit of a slow point right now, but I hope you guys have been enjoying the video, and I hope you guys have learned something, learning things, because the video's not over, but I hope you are learning things, and it's been a net positive to your life. Hope that's the case, because that's kind of the whole reason I'm doing this. I want to, one, do a YouTube channel, and two, help other people. Let me think of other things. Let me think of like things I've messed up in my life. Have I messed up anything? Funny question. Okay, this is a good one. If you're talking to a girl and she's interested, be chill. Don't act like a horny guy and do horny things. Don't do those things. You do not want to do those things. You will ruin any form of interest that she has. I don't care what online gurus or anyone online tells you about, oh, you know, like, do this, or, you know, you can be naughty in your text. Don't do those things. Do not do it. That means, you know, the D pictures, suggestive texting, all that stuff. Just don't do it. The guys that do that are losers. And you'll lose the girls, because I've lost so many girls just by sitting and doing things like that. Yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Never works. It's fun for like maybe 2 seconds, and then they don't talk to you and they ignore your texts after. And you lose a thing that, you know, you could have went on a good date or something like that and actually, you know, met up or hung out. But you don't, because you just couldn't control yourself. So yeah, that's a big one, really big one. Just, if you're talking to a girl, just be chill. Just think to yourself, like, what would the chillest dude in the world be like right now? What would he say? Like, how would he act? And be like that. Because chances are that's far better than... that is far better than being a horny malore. Yeah. Girls don't like horny guys. Especially horny guys that are horny over text. That's a big no-no. So don't do that. Snapchat, none of that. Don't do that. The only time you can do those things is if she is starting it. If she starts it, then fine. But even then, it's actually better to just be like, ha, I know you want to do this. I'm not like that guy. I don't want to do this right now. Or I don't do these things online. And then keep the mystery. Because most guys would just be like, oh yeah, send me pictures. Oh, I'll send you pictures back. But if you're just like, hey, you know what? Thanks for the picture. You look beautiful. But, you know, I'm not going to send you anything. I'll keep the mystery up. That's always a better play. Mystery is really good with women. That's another thing. Be mysterious. And I don't mean creepy mysterious. I just mean like, don't tell them. Don't just keep them. Use the imagination. That's what I mean. Women are they have a lot of imagination, and you can use that to make them more attractive to you. That sounds really weird, but I don't mean it like that. I just mean like. Let me think of an example. A good example would be like, let me think of an example of like mystery. A good example of mystery. She asks you a question like, where do you work? And you don't respond to it. And you say something and you just like, you don't fully answer her question, basically. It's hard to explain just talking right now, but you don't... Let me think of a better example. That's not a great example. I'm too focused right now. One sec. This is cool. Like, mystery would just be like, you don't show your cards. You're just not telling her, like... You're just not showing all of your hand right away. It's like, that's what mystery is. Not being so like, if you know, want to spend time with her in an intimate way, then, you know, don't show your hand necessarily right away. As far as like if you're texting, you know, if she starts pushing that direction, then play it off and be like, ah, haha, like, you're so bad. Can't believe you're thinking about this, or, you know, whatever. You know, tease her about it. I sound really weird right now. but hopefully the guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so like if she's kind of like, oh, you know, like sending more suggestive texts, you could just be like, oh, you're so, you know, you got to get your mind out of the gutter. You got to get your mind out of the gutter. Stop corrupting me. And like, that's intriguing because most guys would be like playing into it, but you're just kind of saying, hey, stop, you're corrupting me. And that's a funny way to be saying, basically saying like, hey, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's funny to me, and I'm going to, I'd rather make you laugh, or, sorry, I would rather just, you know, play around with that instead of being super direct. I'm butchering this a little bit. Because I'm always seeing new biomes, and I'm trying to find the cherry blossoms. We're in a new biome with a polar bear. Yeah, so you could just be like, hey, you know, stop corrupting me. I'm innocent. Stop corrupting me, corrupting my mind. That's more intriguing to her than you just being like, ha ha ha, this is what I'm gonna do to you. Yeah, that's one thing. So mystery is really important. It's a big thing. Keep the mystery up. And also don't be a a-hole. That's another thing. A lot of guys think that guys that are jerks get the girls, and they do. Don't get me wrong, they do, but they don't usually get the girls that you want. They don't usually get quality, good women. They usually get the women that like those sort of drama and conflict. And honestly, you do not want conflict like that in your life anyway. You don't want to be with a girl that just likes drama and conflict, because it'll just bring conflict into your life and make your life hard, and girls shouldn't make your life hard. They should add to your life, add value to your life. Girls / women, I use the two interchangeably. It's just how I talk. Yeah, so it's good to be nice, especially if you're nice and you don't want anything in return. A lot of guys are nice, but they want things in return. But if you're just like nice and that's just who you are, and you don't care if they, you know, get with you, then that's really good. That's a really good place to be, and that's how you should be. Be nice. There's nothing wrong with being nice. Being nice is actually really good. Especially if you have status. If you have status, it's even better. Because if you don't have any status and you're nobody and you're a loser, then being nice is not that interesting. But if you are someone that's successful, or you're doing things, or you're living a cool life or whatever, and you're nice, it's like far, far more powerful in a social thing. And that's the one thing about social skills, if you're probably catching this, is that it's whoa, nice shot. A lot of social skills. If you're really good at social skills, it'll sound like manipulation, because I know this probably sounds like manipulation. It's not really manipulation. It's just understanding how people think and react, and saying things in a way that get the reaction that you want. That's not really manipulation, because everyone does that. That's just how you communicate with people, basically. Especially with girls. Because it's like, well, you want to be with them, but you're not going to just say that to them right away. Be like, hey, I want to be with you. You know? There's that social aspect, right? Social skill aspect. Let me think about other things with girls. If anything else I got. Advice, tips. Don't be pushy. That's another big thing. Don't be pushy. Don't be needy and don't be pushy. They kind of fall in the same sort of category, but I think pushy is worse than needy. Needy is just like you're desperate. It's kind of pathetic, but people won't, women won't be attracted to you if you're needy, but they're not going to detest you. They're not going to hate you. They're just going to be like, he's just a desperate guy. But if you're pushy, they'll hate you. So if you're really pushy and you're handsy, you're really handsy and you're pushy, they will hate you. They will not like you. They will detest you. They will like you less than the really nerdy, awkward guy that's needy. And yeah, that's really important. And it's even worse if you're needy and you're pushy. That's even worse. So do not be pushy. Pushy is really bad. And what I mean by pushy is like, what's a good example of being pushy? Like begging to come home with them. That's one thing. Like you're like, oh, please come home with me. Like, why don't you want to come with me? Like you know, blah, 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 blah. Like I spent all this money on you. You don't want to come home with me. That's pushy. You making a move and then they're rejecting it. And then you push. And then, speaking of pushing, here's some pushing for cherry blossoms. And then they reject it. And then you make a move again and they reject it. And then you just keep pushing harder, and then they just keep pushing away, and you just keep pushing. Like that's pushy. That's really bad. Don't do that under any circumstance. It never works. It's never actually a good move. I know you think it's a good move because your brain is like, oh, I want this thing, so if I try harder for it, then I'll get it. No, it doesn't work like that. If you really want that thing, and you keep pushing for it, you're gonna not get that thing. And that thing will hate you too. So yeah, pushy is really bad. Same with handsy. Handsy's really bad too. Overly handsy, that's bad. It's always better to be less handsy, less pushy, than too pushy and too handsy. At least in my experience, because I've lost women just by being handsy. I'll admit it. Made mistakes. And I didn't even do it out of a bad place. I wasn't in a bad place. I was literally just like not thinking, and I did it, and I was like, oh man, I made that mistake, and then that was it. There's no chance after that. Laugh about it now, but in the moment it's embarrassing, right? So yeah, don't be handsy. Handsy's not good. Handsy and needy and pushy are all like the three negative trifectas. If you ever want a woman to like you, don't do those three things. If you do those three things, they'll hate your guts. They'll probably file a restraining order on you. If you do two of those things, they'll hate your guts. If you do just needy, they won't like you, but they won't hate you. If you do handsy, just handsy, they'll really hate you. And if you do pushy, just pushy, they'll really hate you. So yeah, they're all bad. There's no good, real, decent option there. Just don't do those three things. I wonder if any woman would watch this, or any girls are watching this and be like, here's what they would say. Okay, boom, cherry blossoms. We got cherry blossoms. Now we got to get the last piece of wood, which is the dark forest, which is the forest I was in earlier. And I didn't know the pale garden was inside of the dark forest. So we have to keep going. My throat is not bad, actually. It's getting sore, but I could keep yapping. Yeah, for girls, just don't be needy, don't be pushy. It's almost the best option if you're dealing with girls is just be chill. Just act like the guy that's always around girls. Just be really chill. Really, really chill and easygoing. Those type of guys are always going to have girls around them, basically. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, just be literally chill, easygoing, smooth, you know? And boom, you'll be okay. Now, if you're a girl, just don't be annoying. Add to our lives. If you want to be with a guy, add to his life. If you want to get a boyfriend or whatever, be valuable, basically. If you're valuable, the guy will probably never leave you. You'll have a husband, probably. And then the other thing, for if this is a girls listening or whatever, I would just say, hold on, I'm looking for a biome that I'm looking for. I would literally just say, be friendly, be kind, be friendly, be nice, and accommodating. Those three things, and be attractive. And by attractive, I just mean work on your body. Just work out, eat decently clean. That's it. Don't be a slob. And yeah, you'll be good. Girls have it way easier than guys for dating, which is just a fact of life. Okay, so we got one more piece of wood in the overworld, and then we got to go in the underworld, nether, and we will be done our challenge. And I'll have to edit this monstrosity. I'm not going to lie. I feel really awkward when I was talking about how to be mysterious with girls because I felt like I came across as a total weirdo. I'm not sure if I did or not. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. It is what it is. But mystery's still important. I don't know if I explained it well though. We're almost done our journey. You guys have been with me for an hour and 48 minutes. Can't believe that. Dark forest. There we go. Now we gotta find a pale garden. Pale garden. Where is the pale garden? Come on, pale garden. Supposedly they're in the middle of the dark forest, so we should be probably coming up on one. Do I have anything else to say? Not a ton. That's kind of all I got, I think. Talking about girls, how to get girls, talking to girls. Ooh, online dating. A necessary evil, I guess, in our day and age. I would avoid it if you can. I would actually, if you're a guy and you're gonna try to online date, here's what I would do. Is that a pale garden? I think that's a pale garden up there. What I would do is I would leverage Instagram. So if you're a guy and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't want to meet girls in real life, which is fine. Like, I don't want to talk to girls, like approach girls in real life. Cool. Make your Instagram really interesting. Have photos of you doing really cool things. Have photos of you doing exciting things, looking cool, you know, not obnoxiously cool, not like, you know, surrounded by 40 different women and they're all half naked. Not that type of thing. Just make yourself look like a cool, chill guy. Build up your Instagram following. You can get like 10K followers on Instagram. Start posting content on Instagram, like reels or something like that. If you like, let's say you skateboard, post yourself skateboarding, you know, that sort of thing. Get 10K followers and you can then just start messaging girls, like just DMing the ones that you think are intriguing or interesting that, you know, you think you might have a connection with. That's what I would do. Use Instagram as a dating app because it is a dating app. And speaking of which, we now have all of our woods. We just got to go to the Nether and get the 2 remaining, which I'm kind of worried about the last ones here. I am sort of worried because the problem is I don't know if the biomes spawn together. I think the Warped and Crimson are 2 separate biomes, which is going to make life hard. But yeah, I would definitely just use Instagram as a dating app. That's what I would do if you wanted to meet women or girls. And I would target, another thing too is I would target, so like let's say you like a athletic girl. Don't post things on your Instagram of you being lazy and, you know, dirty and unclean. Post things of you doing athletic things like skateboarding or surfing or basketball or football or golf or stuff like that. Or if you're an artistic guy, post your artwork, post yourself creating, post yourself painting, that sort of thing. Don't mix it too much. Don't be like, hey, I want to attract athletic girls, and then you just post nothing but art because you're going to get girls that are into art, which is fine. But if you want athletic girls, then probably shouldn't be posting art. And if you really want to post art, do it a little bit. So let's say you're an athlete that's also an artist. You like art, then do a lot of athletic content and a little bit of art. Which again, that's kind of mystery. Going back to that word that I butchered so heavily earlier. That creates mystery because it's like, who's this guy? He's an athlete? He's an artist? It's intriguing. Girls love intrigue. Oh boy. I've given you guys a lot of life lessons. It's kind of cool. I don't think there's a video out there like this long of just someone yapping. I'm sure there's someone talking for like maybe 15 minutes about this stuff, but this long, non-stop. I don't think I've had like a longer pause in like maybe 15 seconds. Okay. We are officially almost done our challenge. We got to get to the Nether. I need to look for a Nether portal. I think there's one over there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We are almost there. Where's that other portal? Is there another portal up there? I think that's another portal. We need diamonds too. We have two. We have 2 diamonds, which is actually pretty good. We have 2 diamonds and or 1 diamond. We need 2 diamonds. Then we can get to the nether. Actually, we can get to the nether without diamonds. Now that I think of it, we don't have to have diamonds. Do I have regular wood? Yeah, oak wood. Oak logs. That's not another portal. That is a pirate ship. Pirate ship's good too, because pirate ship would equal a diamond potentially. So I'll take that. I think that's a pirate ship. Maybe not. Let's see, is that a pirate ship? That is not a pirate ship. That's just a weird generation. Very interesting. And that's full of monsters. Also interesting. Okay, well, we got the last piece of the puzzle here, and then we're done. Basically done. And hello, mountains. That looks very intriguing and cool. I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. Don't get in trouble with the law. There you go. Very useful information. But yeah, don't get in trouble with the law. It doesn't make life easy at all. And even small things. Like I know a friend of mine, he got a assault charge because he was drunk at a bar and someone was talking to him, talking smack, making like talking poop to him. I don't want to swear. And yeah, he was drunk. Guy was talking poop to him, and the guy threw a punch at him. So my friend got punched by this other guy. And then my friend was drunk, and when he got punched, he didn't really know what happened. And he's kind of a not aggressive guy, but like, I guess aggressive, more of a violent person. Not violent, but like masculine, I guess you could say. So he grabbed the bottle because he was drunk, and he smashed the guy over the head with the bottle. Not a very smart move, because it landed him an assault charge, and assault charges are bad because it's a felony. And he's not a bad guy. Like, he's not someone that's always in jail or anything like that. He has his own business, does roofing, actually. Doesn't do drugs or anything like that. And he got in a lot of trouble for that charge. And that's because, 1, he was drunk, and 2, he got in trouble with the law, made a bad decision. So, yeah, don't do things like that. I assume if you're playing Minecraft, you're probably not going to get in trouble with the law, but you never know. No diamonds. Any diamonds up top? I gotta break this down. I wish it'd be nice if there was diamonds in here. Emeralds. I guess I'll take the emeralds. I think emeralds could turn to diamonds. I don't know. I know the villagers like emeralds, but I don't know to the extent they like them. Yeah, don't get in trouble with the law, because actions have consequences, and the little tiniest mistake can really compound, especially if it's a law-breaking mistake. Like really tiny mistakes, like a little tiny mistake. Like, let's say you're driving your friends home after drinking, and your designated driver has an upset stomach, and your designated driver can't drive for whatever reason. And you drank a little bit, but you're like, I'm kind of probably shouldn't be driving right now, but I'm only driving 5 minutes to my friend's place to drop my friends off. I'm sure I'll be fine, right? Which, logical thinking, right? Pretty logical thinking. We've all kind of been in that situation, or if you've been in that situation. Well, guess what happens? You know, you end up speeding 5 over the speed limit, and a cop sees you, and they see you have 4 friends in your vehicle. And then they check your, they come up to give you a speeding ticket. They smell alcohol. Next thing you know, you're arrested for drinking and driving. And all because your one friend didn't want to drink because they had, or not drink, they didn't want to drive because they had an upset stomach. And you thought you were being the nice guy. So it's like, you see how one little tiny mistake, right, which would be getting behind the wheel when you had maybe a little bit too much to drink or you're a little bit over the limit, even though you're driving not that far, has compounded to a very big mistake, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So you really want to realize that very tiny mistakes can lead to very big mistakes, big consequences when it comes to the law. That's something I've noticed and something I've realized because I made some mistakes too. And it's always intrigued me. It's been like, you know what? One little tiny error. The next thing you know, you got a giant fine. So yeah, just realize that the smallest actions have consequences. And if you realize that, you'd probably be okay. So let's check out this pirate ship. We need diamonds. If we could find like a diamond, one more diamond, and then we could find one more. I'm trying to avoid having to go down into a cave system, but if worst comes to worst, I will do it. Where is the... Oh, it's right here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, let's go down here. Mending? Nothing. Away we go. Let's keep going. Let's keep trekking here. Yeah, so that's what I have to say about the law. Don't get in trouble with the law. Do not do it. Do not do it. Makes life hard. Makes life annoying. Little things become annoying. And yeah, that's basically it. What's the next thing? Let me think here. Never pick fights. Another thing, which is kind of contradictory to what I said about bullying. But in school, if you're being bullied, it's different. You're not on the street. You're dealing with kids, teenagers. Not depending on where you live, depending on the teenagers you're dealing with. But most teenagers are not going to be. They're not planning on killing anyone or doing anything really bad, right? Even most bullies, they just want to annoy someone, make them angry, and then run away when the consequences come. But in real life, outside of school, outside of high school, you really have to be careful of picking fights because you never know how far the other person's willing to go that you're fighting. It's best to walk away. In the real world, if someone is annoying you and there's confrontation, it's really just best to walk away. Walk away. Leave your pride at the door. Walk away. Like, if I'm walking down the street and let's say this guy comes up to me and is like, yo, do you have a problem? I'll just be like, no, man, I have no problem. And you know, if they get in my face and they're like, yo, you definitely have a problem, I'll literally be like, no, I don't have a problem. I'm cool, man. I just want to keep walking. Like, I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm just doing my thing. Right? Be as, you know, almost submissive. I hate that word, but it's true. Almost submissive because you just don't know who you're dealing with. And I just rather not get killed, especially like today, you know, depending where you live. But man, people these days will literally, really severely injure someone for nothing. Just because they looked at them the wrong way. And the guy was like, you have a problem? And the guy would be like, no, I don't have a problem. What's your problem? And the next thing you know, one guy's got a gun and that's all she wrote. There's a really famous saying in the hood. And I'm not from the hood, but I'm familiar with the hood a little bit. And that is, people don't like, there's no questions anymore with fights. There's no like, talking. There's no talking. They just draw the guns, shoot, and that's it. Like, that's the fighting now. Fighting now is literally, you have a problem with someone. If it's a street person, they have a problem with you. You have a problem with them. You draw your weapon, you shoot, and that's it. Like, the bullets fly, basically. So you really got to be careful with who you're dealing with. And the other thing is life is interesting because the world is very small. It's very, very small. It's smaller than you think. I know it feels really large, but it's really small. That person that you ticked off, that cut, let's say someone cuts in front of you at McDonald's and you get really angry and you push the person and then you get in a fight. And let's say you knock them out. Well, you find out 3 weeks later that is your girlfriend's boss of her new job. And you have to pick your girlfriend up from work. And you find out that that's her boss. Guess what? Your girlfriend's not going to have a job anymore. The world is very strange like that. Little tiny things. It's like, oh yeah, I'll never know who that person is. Yeah, that person probably has a connection that you want or knows someone that you want to know or is going to be a part of your life later down the road and you just made your life harder. So don't start stuff. Don't start stuff. Don't pick fights. It's not a good look. You're going to get shot. Basically. That is a cave and a half down there. Holy. I think we got to go down here and get some diamonds. I was going to look for a nether portal, but this looks like a massive cave. Can I just jump? Do I do it? If I do this and I die, I'm going to be so mad with myself. I'm going to like rage quit if I do this and I die. I'm going to do it. Ready? Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, diamonds. Whoa, holy cave system. I like how I just landed on the diamonds. That's great. This might be the biggest cave system I've ever seen in my life. This is huge. Oh my goodness. The deep dark. This is massive. Like, since when can you just dive? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're okay. Since when can you just jump off of a cliff and land on diamonds? That is so cool. I bet it's 2. No. 3. Ooh. 4. Wow, 8 diamonds. That's huge. That's actually so good. Can we get more diamonds? Like, is there just more diamonds chilling here? There's some over there. Okay. A lot of diamonds. I don't really want to get those. Those are kind of hard to get. Very, very, very cool. So, we got to get another portal. How we're going to do that is I guess we're just going to get some water, some source blocks. And yeah, let's just do that. Da-da-da-da. And get rid of the mutton. Okay. We'll get rid of our stone sword. Don't need that anymore. Bye-bye, stone sword. We're going to make a diamond sword. And we'll make, I don't know, diamond boots. Sure. Okay, I'm just going to eat this mutton. Go away, mutton. Diamond boots. Bada bing, bada boom. We're good to go. I want to get rid of stuff. Don't need this. I don't need this. Don't need this. Okay, cool. Alright. Away we go. A little scared here. Yeah, just a little bit. We need water. If I had 2 pieces of iron, I don't think I have 2 pieces of iron. Do I have 2 more pieces? I have 1 more. Okay. We're almost at the end of this challenge. Really close. Honestly, not too bad. 2 hours and 7 minutes. Whoa. Not today, Mr. Skellingtons. I'm looking for a water source, but can't really find any. There's some diamonds down there. No, that's that other stuff. It's a really deep cave. This is a cool cave system. We are at Y. Y what? -6. Okay. We need water and lava. We need another portal. That's like our goal right now is another portal. Problem is I need iron. Oh, hello. Oh man. This ain't good. Oh, scary. Is there any like... Man, these are massive cave systems. Is there any water? I'd love some water. No water. Sorry, it's slowing down a little here. Getting kind of frustrated with where to go. And my inventory is full of wood. Okay, we're gonna just make our way up. Yeah, we're just gonna make our way up and then regroup. Perfect. We're up. I need to get water. And we also need our furnace. Water, furnace, and then nether portal, and then we're done. Kind of. We gotta explore the nether, but that shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Next step. We need water. Where's water? We need to find water. Is that water? Is that a source block? What is that? Not a source block. That's the ocean. That's something. What is that? I have no idea. Yellow. Perfect. Now we have to get down into the cave. Oh, this is water too. Okay, cool. All right, jump. I'm not gonna jump. We'll make our way down. Natural means. Okay, now we're gonna go down into this area here. I can't see where I'm going. I'm sure I'll be fine. Oh, you know what? This isn't good. This is the warden. Oh, man. Did we just cook ourselves? I'm getting out of here. Nope. 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 No, thank you. That's all deep dark. That is not gonna work for us. Is this deep dark? No, that's lava down there though. Down we go. Alright. We're okay. Infinite water supply. Let's get our obsidian. We need 9 pieces of obsidian. I'm probably going to cut this because this takes forever. All right, here we go. 1. World's ugliest nether portal. I don't have any. Really? No gravel? Oh, there's a trick here, though. I think there is a trick we could do. We can go like... We burn the wood. As long as we burn... We can go like this. We'll go like this. If I remember correctly, you can put wood down. And then... Get rid of the water. Oops. We'll grab lava. And that should spark the portal. I think. Burn wood. Maybe it needs to be under it too. Come on. Burn. Burn. Why aren't you burning? Unless... I don't know. I thought that worked. Oh no. Okay. I don't know. Let's just find a flint and steel. Come on, gravel. Whoa. I think he blew up my... Oh, no, he didn't. We don't need the gravel. I need iron, though. 1 piece of iron. One piece of iron here. 1 piece of iron. Come on. Go away, zombie. 1 piece of iron. Anyone got 1 piece of iron? Where's my... Why did I put my only torch down? There we go. Any iron? I thought I saw iron here. No, gold. Gold. Really? It's like when I want to find iron, there is no iron. And when I don't want iron, guess what I find? Iron. One piece of iron. There is a way to light a portal doing what I'm doing, but I don't know how to do it, so. I feel like I'm just gonna die if I keep this lava around. There we go. And gotta be careful I don't use up all my wood either. That would be dumb. Go away. There we go. Flint and steel. I know there's a zombie around here. See ya. Oh, you're in there. Nice. Okay, we spawned in the Crimson. That's the second last piece of wood. Very good. Okay, now we just gotta get the warped biome. The warped biome is the next biome. It might be harder than you think. Oh boy. Run, run. I have no idea how strong that thing is, but it does not look like a weak enemy. Oh man, those things look huge. Oh, I didn't know the nether was so deadly. Aha, we're back at spawn. So I'm not going to scrap the footage. I spent 2 hours frying my voice, helping you guys with life stuff. I'm not scrapping the footage. I wish we completed the challenge. I really do. I did not know that the nether was that strong now. I know they updated it, but I didn't know it was like basically you die instantly. So that sucks. There was nothing I could really do there. Basically, we got to the nether. We got all the other pieces of wood. And then I died. And really, there was nothing we could do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I promise that the next videos that we do, or I do, they actually have a completion to them. I really did want to complete this challenge, and I could have completed. I just did not know that the nether was going to one-shot me, essentially. And yeah, so I know it's kind of a weird video. It's the first video on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.